girls and boys come and put their name, even old people, young people, and they want me to teach them art. But really, I don't call a lot of them because I'm not really a teacher. The only reason I do teach art, just to keep me motivated, and I like to pass what I know to people who really, I mean, deserve it. Like I teach in the past so many more than 40 or 50 students. And some of them I have to send home because I said, stop, you're not an artist. So you can come here for the next 5 years, you're not going to get nothing. For example, Atusa, she's already been in art. I think she have a university degree, and the other one the same, Alina, she's been in art too, like visual art. And they all been taught art from somebody else. So what they knew about art and what I teach them is something really new, because what they like about my art is the X factor. Like they just been amazed how I could get any normal scenery or normal people or normal model into something really eye-catching when I do art. So when I start teaching them, and I let them do whatever they know about it. I give them a photograph, just do it, and they do it the way they know, and it can be like interesting. It's not very interesting, and then they said, "Oh no, we have to do it again. Like take everything out and do it again." Yeah. And then I said, "Okay, leave it." And I can see exactly what it has to be done for it. So I hold the brush of them and I mix some color. In about, say, 20 seconds, I turn this painting into something very interesting. And that's what they like about it. You know what I mean? They just want to learn that. Yeah. How could you do that? How could you do something not interesting into something very interesting? If you are a really good artist, you will create something, or you will learn something from this year to create, and that's what I always say, an X factor in every painting I do. It has to be something catching people. And for example, lots of people come to me to the exhibition and they buy my art, for example. They're not really interested in art. They're just passing by, normal people, plumber, engineer, pilot, whoever, all sorts of people. They just stop, and first thing they say, well, we normally not artist buyer, but we like what we see. What you did is stop us, and what we have to do, just like we talk to you to know exactly how you do it, and they end up buying painting in the end. Because they said we can live with it. I can live with this painting. So this is the main thing. If you can live with the painting, you buy it. But to make you live with the painting, you have to be really know what you're doing. And that's what I teach the girl exactly, because the girls is want to learn how they can do something interesting, and they've been painting, but really they doesn't like what they do. But when they start with me, like Atusa told me something so many times, she said, if it's not for you, she said, God love me when I see you. She saw me in Haipon City, and she said, do you take class? I said, yes, what you do, and I know exactly her background, and I know her, she's very keen to learn. I said, yes, I'll take you, I'm just gonna start a class soon. She said, if it's not for you, I will leave art completely. I'm gonna leave this career completely. But now she's very happy, her and even Natalia, she started, and then she said, no, not for me. And then Alina, she convinced her to come back. When she come back and she start her first painting, and she see what I'll do with her into the painting to make it interesting, she's now come before them. She's just like to learn more, you know. My plan for them is for them and the other people like them, because I'm trying to build a team of artists who can do my technique and help me with my exhibition, because I'm getting exhibitions everywhere. I'm getting more well known everywhere. So I found it very hard for me to keep going, I mean, one-man show without help. So when I teach people how to do it, and I know they're my student, and I teach them everything they know, I will have confidence in the future. So what they're doing exactly what I teach them. And they really work in my theme. So, for example, if I put another artist in my exhibition, even people who knows me, they straight away know there's somebody else. But if I put Atusa or Alina after I teach them, you won't know, because they do my technique. So, and I teach them exactly what I do. It's a secret, which is I build it up for years and years, and I'll try to pass it to them. And so far they're very loyal to me, and I'm trying to help them establish themselves, be a good artist, share with me all my exhibitions, and I'll be concentrated on the most probably difficult painting or big painting or whatever. If they do some other painting with me, which will be a good help for me and make them. They're gonna share with me all the exhibitions. I'm not sure about if it's all of them, but I know Atusa will, Alina will. I'm planning to do exhibition in America and Europe, and they're gonna travel with me, and they will. By that time, hopefully, they will be good. I'm trying to put lots of stress on them to do the good job, and gives them confidence, because my art needs lots of confidence. Sometimes when the painting finish, they have no heart to touch it, because they think they're gonna ruin the painting. And all of a sudden, I took the brush and I go just boom into the painting, like just put the brush into the painting, and that's what make an X factor in the painting. And this is need a courage. So now, like for example, Atusa, when she did Iran last time, she did everything as the photograph, and I said, listen, not interesting. You should do something interesting. What did I teach you? She said, okay, leave it to me. She took the brush, loaded up exactly what I told her, and she throw it into the painting and makes big difference. But she knows what she's doing. So it's need a courage. When they have this courage, and this is what I'm trying to build up, which is I have in most of my painting, when they have this courage, then I will have the confidence to make them share with me in so many exhibitions.
Have you been to these places, George, that you've painted?
Most of them, yes.
Most of them?
Yeah, like this one.
This one?
Yeah, this one. This is a photograph I took myself in Moulin Rouge in Paris. I've been in the Moulin Rouge too.
So when you took your photo, what era, what year was it that you took your photo?
It was about 2 years ago.
2 years ago, and then you take it back to how you envisioned.
Exactly. So what happened, I took so many photographs in Paris, and then out of these photographs, sometimes 3, 4, 5, 6 photographs, I put them down, I look at them, I got my sketchbook, and I created one painting out of them, and I created a subject. Like with this one, it's not existing now. Like this is a Moulin Rouge in the olden days. So it's need a bit of study. It was lots of picture about Moulin Rouge in the olden days, how the people used to dress and all that stuff, can dancers, how they used to be, or what the whole atmosphere at that time. So I study all that and also put it aside. And to create a painting like this, it's need lots of work, lots of thinking. I have to have a theme. I have to have something in my head. Want the people to know about it. So I said to myself, do I do the Moulin Rouge today? I did a lot of the Moulin Rouge today, but I didn't see lots of people do the Moulin Rouge in the olden days. And if they did, it's going to be old artists. But modern artists never do it. They doesn't think that way. So I thought, why don't I do it? So I did, with my color, with my technique, with my brush stroke and everything I do the Moulin Rouge the way I thought about it, using my photograph, using all the shots I took for the Moulin Rouge, and also using the history of Moulin Rouge, which is I can find in the internet and everywhere. And I put them all in one painting. I have to choose a color theme for it, atmosphere, and see all these people. Some of them, I just create them from my mind. But of course, when you do this, you have to also know the proportion of people, how to put the things in proportion. It's a big painting and not easy to do that. So of course you need your experience, and that's what I do now in most of the painting.
Because with your students, how do you teach them to paint what you see? You've been there. They've both said that they want to travel. They haven't been there. How do you teach them to capture that?
Well, the thing is, it's not about being or not being. It's about how to handle the paint or the art, knowledge about the art. Say, for example, to catch a painting like that, you need a knowledge on tone value, which is first thing I teach any student come to me. I teach them the tone value, which is artistically agreed around the world about 9 tones. The artist 9 tones, which is from dark, we call it the darkest dark to the lightest light, from black to white. Between those one, it's got 9 value or 9 tones, equal in between each other. Say 20%, 20%, 20% until darkest dark. You understand? So when they know all that, then I teach them how to see the world in these tones. All right? So when also they know that, then they can apply it to anything they around them. You can apply them to the people. You want to paint a person, you want to paint city, you want to paint models, whatever you want to paint. If you know the tone value, then you can know exactly what sort of, or otherwise we call it temperature of color. Temperature of color. It's a temperature, like for example red. Red, it's mostly red when you see it very close. But when you go far, it'll become red, but not as red as close. Dark, like for example black, when it's close, it'll become darker. The same black, you put it back, the atmosphere will take the color away, and it'll become the same way when you go to a Ballarat, for example, and as you go, you see the city from far or the mountain from far, you see it like blue, but it's not really blue. As you come closer, you can see it darker and darker and darker, and then you can start to see the color. And that's what we teach the students. So once they knew all these facts, then they can apply it in their art. So it doesn't matter really if they've been there or not been there. They can turn any photograph into a good piece of art from what I teach them, the technique I teach them. This is one thing. The other thing also, which is I start teaching them also still life. I can put you here, look at you, and paint you as you are. And this is something also need the knowledge about the tone, the tonal value, direction, light and dark. And say if I want to paint you, I don't look at you all the details. I half close my eyes. All what I can see, for example, light, dark, number 5 tone, number 6 tone, the direction of your face. I don't call it face, I call it anything. You understand what I'm talking about? The blues, whatever the shirt you wear, how far the shirt from the jeans, the different in tone. It's all, if I get all that and I get all the shape, outside shape, I done half of the battle before even I come to detail. Detail will be the end, last end. So it is something the student has the talent for it. If he doesn't have the talent and try to teach somebody art and doesn't like art, it doesn't work. But those students, they have the talents, and they really get it, and I'm trying to give them everything I know.
I like that he uses a lot of different techniques and styles. When I look at his pictures, they look really alive and real to me. That really catches my eye. It makes me want to go into the picture because it's so real.
I love his paintings. The colors that he uses, it's very catchy, you know, it really takes me to a different world. Like when I look at his paintings, for some people it might look just like a painting, but for me it's very alive. I can go to a dreamland.
I came from Ukraine 7 years ago, so came to Australia with my family. I have a bit of artistic background as well, so I finished art school.
George is an artist, really inspiring, very talented, gifted, amazing artist, with great work that he's done all over the years. And yeah, I love his paintings.
You can get an inspiration from anywhere pretty much, but most of the times it's creative people and artworks. So exhibitions, different exhibitions. I go and visit a lot of different exhibitions and art. So just different techniques.
I would love to have exhibitions around the world. I would like to sell my paintings, to be able to put my artworks out there for people to enjoy, and just travel.
I love his passion, the color, the way that he's using his unique technique and mixing the modern and traditional art, and there is a story behind every painting he does.